Hey, how's it going? Just thought we'd take this opportunity to show you a few handy things, useful things, just bits and pieces that we use in and around the caravan. Um, so yeah, let's have a bit of a wander around and see what we can find. So non-stick matting is a good one. We use it in a few different places. Probably the main one, I suppose, is between pots and pans. We have quite heavy non-stick pans, so we just lay one inside the other, and then on top of that, we also use it for the camp table outside. It's quite a new one, the plastic. It's really slippery, so just have a long one that goes right over the length of that. In your drawers, to stop stuff moving around. Even opening jars, always handy if they get a bit difficult. Lots and lots of different uses for the non-stick mat. Cheap and easy.
As far as I'm concerned, you can never have too many places to hang things, not just in a caravan, in any living space. So we've kept that in mind with this space, and we've got things to hang things on all over the place. So we've got clotheslines like this in a number of spots. We've got two up here, the longest ones. These are just cheap curtain wire that we bought from the warehouse. That we've turned into a clothesline, which is really useful when we've got some damp clothes and it's raining outside, or if we're going from A to B driving and we've got some damp things to dry. We've also got just big command hooks like this all over the place. So we've got, I can see 3 just in this space. We've got 2 and this end wall that we tend to hang towels on. They're just really, really, really useful. So we've got one at each end here as well, that can be used for towels. And just in here, which is hard to see, I've got another little clothesline there that we can hang tea towels and things on as well. In addition to that, we've got a clothesline here in the kitchen. This is particularly useful for hanging wet cloths, wet, what's this? Wet bibs. All that sort of stuff is really useful as well. Coming this way, we've also got a couple more options. So up here we've got just a few little hooks. Actually, we don't have anything hanging at them at the moment, but we usually hang keys and things like that up there. And then outside on our door, we've also got a bunch of hooks out there that have all of our dressing gowns on them. So they're all out of the way, but also easily accessible when we need them.
Hey, so another one in regards to saving water, I suppose, really. Hand sanitizer is a great one just for washing your hands, so you don't have to use soap and water. I think in these COVID times, probably everyone's got hand sanitizer floating around, but it's just a great little extra bit in the caravan or even in the car as well while you're driving around, stop the toilets and all that sort of stuff.
This might seem like a really simple one, but a decent sized tray with handles is actually really, really useful for camping in general, whether you're in a caravan or a tent or a camper trailer or anything. Really, really useful, particularly if you're at a caravan park and you want to go and do the dishes elsewhere. So it's really, or even if you're going for a picnic. So if we stop somewhere for the day and we want to eat lunch on a picnic table in a park just across the street, we tend to just pop everything that we need for our picnic on the tray, walk across, have our lunch, bring it all back again. Same with when we're doing our dishes at a caravan park, pile it all up, take it on the tray, and then we can bring it all back again. So a really simple little thing, but really useful. So one of the things we had to worry about with having a very young child, she's now 1, living in a caravan, was how we were going to keep her sleeping safely. Obviously she's got a fairly enclosed bunk down there, but we wanted to make sure that it was like a cot and that she couldn't get out and she couldn't fall out in her sleep and do herself an injury. So I made up this baby, I don't know, baby safety barrier, baby cage, whatever you want to call it. Someone was selling a whole roll of shade cloth online for $30. Bought the whole 7-meter roll, used just a little bit of it to make this. So it basically velcros on the inside, and there's also another one on the end. And when she pushes on it, it pushes against the velcro. So for the most part, it's been fine and it's stayed in place. The only problem we've had is she has managed to sometimes undo this velcro at the top, but so far hasn't worked out how to undo the zips. Have you? Hey? She's just woken up from a nap, so we'll get her out now.
Hey, alright, so inside we've got a fly screen multi-net. So it's basically just a magnetic Velcro one that you get from Bunnings or Mitre 10, something like this. So this was actually quite a bit wider, and when we've had a sewing machine, Renee's managed to cut it down and stitch another Velcro strip on. So it just peels away. We can take it off if we don't want it on, and then just self-adhesive Velcro onto the caravan. So yeah, like I said, just about magnetic like that. which works a treat, other than when the kids are going in and out and they just leave it flapping in the breeze, which is quite often, let's be honest. So yeah, it doesn't take up too much room, and yeah, works a treat.
We've got USB plugs at the head of every single bed in this van, and they are super useful to have. We've also got them on every single power point everywhere in the van, so heaps and heaps of different options to plug in our phones. This is a bedside light. We've got USB fans, obviously the iPad, all these sorts of things can be charged all over the caravan nice and easily, straight from the solar on our roof.
Hey, so another thing we've got is a baby gate. Probably not appropriate for everyone, but I'll just show you. Just made up a couple of little brackets up there on the door that it can slide onto when we're not using it. It's just a bit of ply that's had some holes cut in it and routed out. And then I've got some aluminium channel, just got from Bunnings or Mitre 10, I can't remember. So the gate will just slot in and slide down and sit like that, and it's good for Rosie. We can keep her inside if we need to keep her inside, or outside if we need to keep her away while we're cooking and things like that, or yeah, just another handy bit of thing. So this is the Muk Mat that we've got outside. Basically just AstroTurf, I suppose. It's been stitched together. It's got a hard wearing back on the back there. You see some mud, dried mud that's from previous use that we've had. That's been really handy, especially at the beach, I suppose. One of the main ones, just all the sand that comes in off your feet and shoes, reducing the amount of that goes inside the caravan and eventually into your bed and everywhere else. Sand tends to do. And mud as well, it just reduces that massively. You can walk onto it with your shoes or your feet, especially with the kids. They always have dirt and rubbish on there. So yeah, that's just a really useful bit of kit. Has a strap here, roll it up from the other end, and that'll fold around on itself and velcro on, so it just goes up into a roll that you can store away. Doesn't take up too much room as well, which is good. So yeah, just a little handy bit of kit that we've got.
Some form of sink drainer, no matter what form it is a bit of a must as far as I'm concerned. We don't always have the time to dry the dishes straight away, particularly with two children. We can't always be sitting there with two of us doing the dishes. We don't always have the time for it. So some sort of a drainer of some description is really useful. This is just a cheap one that came from eBay, and we just sit it on the side of the sink when we do the dishes. It's got a little drainer point for the water to run off and into there. And our dishes sit there and they can dry while we're running around doing other things, and then we can come back and put them away at a later date.
So the last one of the tips that we've got for you now is just over the door clothes hangers that you can get from Kmart or places like that. We tend to use it over the roof rack of the car or on the window of the caravan. Sometimes we hang it over the bunk inside the caravan as well if we don't have quite enough room with the lines that we've got in there. They're pretty handy because they fold flat as well, so we can just chuck them in underneath the bed with the chairs and the table and all that sort of stuff. So that's basically the end of the video for those tips. I'm sure there's loads more. So if you guys have got any other ones, feel free to let us know. Always handy to have as many tips and little useful hints as you can find. So yeah, that'll be good. Cheers.